Nkazimulo yelangabi.
Wena nkazimulo yelangabi.
Wena odla izinsalela zobubi.
Wena odla izinsalela zobubi.
Sekhmet bas.
Sekhmet bas.
Vikeli welangabi lomphefumulo.
Vikeli welangabi lomphefumulo.
Wena uhlala esigabeni sentshona nezulu.
Wena uhlala esigabeni sentshona nezulu.
Sekhmet bas.
Sekhmet bas.
Nkosazana yendwangu ebomvu.
Nkosazana yendwangu ebomvu.
Wena uhlenga igumbi lenguquko.
Wena uhlenga igumbi lenguquko.
Sekhmet bas.
Sekhmet bas.
Nkosazana yeso elingcwele.
Nkosazana yeso elingcwele.
Imisebe kababa wakhe ifinyelela ezindaweni ezifihlekile.
Imisebe kababa wakhe ifinyelela ezindaweni ezifihlekile.
Sekhmet bas.
Sekhmet bas.
Wena uhola umkhumbi wegolide.
Wena uhola umkhumbi wegolide.
Wena uqapha inqaba yabalandeli bakaHeru.
Wena uqapha inqaba yabalandeli bakaHeru.
Amlaphikazi.
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 Amfundisiyana.
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 Sekhmet.
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 Ashu.
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 Atefnud.
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 Anud.
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 Ageb.
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 Aasa.
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 Aoset.
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 Aset.
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 Aneptet.
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 Anpu.
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 Sekhmet.
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 Amshab.
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 Alifat.
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 Heteru.
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 Heru.
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 Yehamuya.
Emoya.
Yehamuya.
Emoya. Emoya.
Hermano.
Bana bangu sebele
Let's get comfortable. Let's get comfortable. Bulise. Sitinamkelekile. 897 Lela Street. It's a beautiful Sunday. Let's open our hearts. Lead them. We know better now. Siyazi basambi sedwa. Sihamba nabantu basemakhaya, isn't it? Siyazazi ngoku basinamankhongo. Siyayazi uba ngoku sinamadlozi. NgesiXhosa zizihlwele nezinyanya. So bethunana ke, before we get emndabeni, let's give the platform to Zesilo. Zesilo Hlongwane will give us the topic for the day. After that, Uneo will give us the announcements, and mostly Uneo, what she does is with the current season. What that means, things that makes us vibrate on a higher frequency. Because as human beings, the reason we are able to see each other, it is because of the lower vibrations that we are at. So Kumanisa is to the vibration. So over to you, Zesilo. Give us the topic for the day.
Good morning, good afternoon, sorry. Cecilia once again. Today's topic is Sekhmet and Cymatis. What is it? I'm about to say. Cymatics. Cymatics is the study of how sound affects matter. Everything on earth was created by sound waves, and we are sound waves. I will be giving out the marketing. Rap small is 30 rand. Cancer bush is 15 rand. Ang starts from 15, and the book's name is Search, Find, Order, and Deliver. This is one of their books. And also, you can get the book that Nsingiza does for Mkhulu on our website. And I would like to pass on the platform to Unel.
So, that was a nice definition of it. I think let's read it again. You said what are Cymatics?
Cymatics is the study of how
sound affects matter.
Everything on earth was created by sound waves, and we are
sound waves. I love that. We are sound waves. Let's give it a big up. Over to you, Neville. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And I will be leading the announcements for today. So we gather here every Sunday at 897 PLS Street, Orlando East at 11:30 for Mkhulu at 12 o'clock. But we don't only gather here for that, we also gather here to listen to the lectures on Mkhulu and to unlearn. So we are in the third Sunday of the season of Sekhmet. Sekhmet.
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet.
Sekhmet.
So Sekhmet is well known as a goddess of war and the destroyer of enemies of the sun, or god Ra. Sekhmet was associated with both disease and with healing and medicine. So to find and follow us on our social media platforms, you can go to Instagram, search GEK_movement, on Twitter at GEK_movement, or GEK Bonabakulu. On Facebook is GEK Movement or Bonabakulu Basekemu. Then on YouTube is Great Empire of Kemet Bonabakulu. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment, and please don't skip ads. This helps with the algorithm. And then the private Facebook group is Bonabakulu Basekemu. So we are now available on Apple and Spotify podcast at Great Empire of Kemet Bonabakulu. This helps when you don't want to watch the live videos on YouTube, just go to Spotify and listen to the audio. Since they already said the market for today, then on Wednesdays we give platform to black-owned businesses for entrepreneurs to market their businesses. For that, you send info at gekmovement.org. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. we engage topics on the African royal calendar on Twitter Spaces. You don't need an account to access or join this engagement. Then this this is the African royal calendar that book Mkhulu reads from when he does Umpasho. Please get yourself a copy for only 150 rands. And then the things that align us to the season of Sekhmet, Inyanga is May, Ije is Flint, Umbala is orange, Intindi is tin, Impepo is balsam, Amaka is civet, Isihlahla is juniper, Isilwane is cat and hedgehog. So I think this is the incense for the season since we couldn't find the thing, what do you call it? I'll check again. So this is the healing since Sekhmet is Pigazi. You can get yourself this incense just to align with the season of Sekhmet for now. And then the African royal calendar, the dates don't go from the 1st to the 31st, but the 23rd to the 23rd. They go by seasons, not months, and fortunately we don't have an English version of the African royal calendar. And then right on that, we are asking for translators. If you are willing to translate the African royal calendar to any language, please do volunteer and translate the African royal calendar. And then we are also having a trip to Phoenix eThekwini from the 20th to the 21st of June. I think for more information, you can just go to Twitter at GEK_movement. That's all I have for you for today. Handing it over to Indovugazi to tell you more about today. Natalina Ginanewa representing the kingdom of Oset. 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 Numkula. Numkula. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Hand of God. Hand of God. Hand of God. Hand of God. Right, let's give it gratitude, a round of applause to Unewa. It is such a great honor. And today I just want us to vibrate on this frequency of gratitude. Because there's so many things that we take for granted. We go through a lot in our personal lives, in our businesses, and in everything that we do. So it is always important that when you heal yourself, when you heal your frequency, remember we're in the frequency of Sekhmet. And that frequency is the one that cleanses all our vibration. And in those Cymatics here, you understand that music on its own, it helps us to cleanse ourselves. We do experience this on our day-to-day basis. You will feel yourself so feeling down, but the minute that you start drumming for yourself, or the minute that you start listening to a particular song, because you are a frequency yourself, you will feel yourself that you are being uplifted. And sometimes it's the food, it's the water that we drink after you just quench that thirst. I'm talking about water. Let's not go to other drinks here. You know, when you just feel that, you know what, after drink, because everything is vibration. Where now we think we are sitting on a standstill, but we are always in motion. And that motion, in the spirituality quality, you are vibrating. But what are you vibrating to? Into a frequency. So now as we gathered here, with all the emotions that we have, with all the thoughts that we have, with all the food that we had today, the teas that we drank, we are now on a collective vibration. Because these are all auras that have gathered here at 897 PL Street, so that we can vibrate as one. And that is the unity here of the African calendar. The African calendar, what we promote is unity, is to understand that I need you and you need me. But not only on the physicality. Physicality is the fact that I can see you. But now when we come here, we understand and once we are Samoan, that's when now we become honest. What is it that I want my frequency to cleanse or detox my system? Because as a collective, I might have a strength of a great speaker, great other people, great musician, great poet. In all of that, we are detoxing and cleansing and purifying ourselves. But now with the teachings of Mkhulu Nsingiza, we understand that no, there's something more than that. That's when now we get to understand the seasons, which we call it the principles of that season. And now it is Sekhmet Bast. Sekhmet Bast. So what we truly understand, your Sekhmet Bast, it is that frequency that cleanses us. And it purifies as well.
So without you doing anything, what does that mean? This energy of the season, we are being purified. Now it's beautiful when you understand as you wake up, what determines your day, what makes your success, it is that first thought of the day. What is that is your intention. Now when you understand that what your intention it is, you align that with the season, with the frequency of that, then you are not healing just you, because you are not yourself. You are still connected to that Kemet tree of life, that Mkhulu, that is your DNA. So everybody in your family, just by being a Skodweni, whether they know it or not, you are here to heal them as well. You'll see the changes. The beauty about Umoya is you plant the seed, but you don't decide. If you are a farmer, you understand very well that you have to start now to decide, what am I planting in September? What am on the 23rd? What am I depositing? Ulomoya and Yunguye. So all you do that preparation, and you get now the last month of the season, which is Unut, purgation. What it does, everything that you have planted, now it multiply, Unut is that, it allows those, that everything, it gets bigger, it amplifies everything, so that everything can be thought, or that feeling, that business plan, that family project that you want to do. You cannot decide on the 22nd of September that this is what you want to do. We started that on the 21st of March, Wisililo, Skanomkhubulwane, when the energy now, or the sun now, is moving to the northern hemisphere. That is when Mkhulu or Koko were storytellers. They used to observe nature, because they truly understood that for nature, for the sun to be there, for the moon to be there, for the stars to be there, for the wind that is blowing, it means that that has to do everything to do with my being, with my physicality. For everything to green, which means no is what? Is greening. Makuvunwa, which means even my soul iyavuna. When the sun is moving and it's weak, they understood that what makes you, which is the soul, which is your etheric body, it is also going through those changes. So all copper, their brilliancy and in the science of understanding, because what brought pain into our day-to-day lives, it is this thing that we work in silos. You think you are alone. You think that your depression is only affecting you. But these are the things we talk about. How are you feeling? Because we understand that your vibration, if it's low, it is affecting the whole humanity. And Nsingiza, what really, through the research that they understood, but this is what is so important. We need to unite emoyeni. The fact that it's our system that is governing our country, it is white. Those are the things that we need to talk about. Everything can be healed if we talk about it. We open and understand that frequencies. If right now in government they understand what this cut so purifier, it's not the time to fight, because all of that as a collective, it affects us. That is why you understand some days that you're just feeling down for no particular reason. It is because the frequencies that are happening are very low, vibrating on a low frequency. So Maugida, Utula, dancing, anything that on those creativity, ukupula, umoya wako. So betunana, let's get comfortable. Asigide, but mostly what heals is the inner conversations that you have with yourself, because you understand your journey more than any other person. So as in guys, we are going to Phoenix. I'll get to that to Phoenix. Just before that, and then before Mkhulu comes, I'll get into details there about Phoenix. But all the new people, all the happy faces, keep that smile. We come here to smile, to hug each other, and mostly to uplift Imimoya. And let's look forward to the meditation as well. That is always there for the treat. Yes, it is for the treat for all of us that have traveled across to come as Godwin. We give each other that treat here. We go to meditate. I received a lot of messages last week about this. Why are you cutting us off? I do that because you know what? Yes, God. And to our viewers, Betuna, we love you. We understand that you're sitting there watching us in our TVs, and we truly appreciate your love and your support. As we have reached now more than 5,000 subscribers. waiting for Mkhulu. Oh, there he comes. All right. Let's touch on the Festival of Sokar. This happens now on the 21st of June. which this is happening as guys never said it. This is happening, it's called Gandhi Lutuli Square, which is right in Phoenix. So that is starting umgidi yokuqala ngo-6 between, as we know ukuthi siyaphahla ngo-6 ntambama. So on the 20th ngo-6 ntambama sizophahla and truly open our hearts and connect to Phoenix. Now, what is so important now about this festival of Sokar? I'm just going to simplify it. Always go deeper into the science of things. My job is very easy. It's just to make sure that we are open our hearts and truly receive the lecture from you. The sun now is going to make it, on the 21st, that's when it returns to there. It's making a U-turn to the southern hemisphere. Now, what Okokoke used to do, it was their culture. With anything as above, so below. So the sun now is making a U-turn to the southern hemisphere. So they will have rituals, they will have ceremonies that they are aligning their energies into what is happening to Umvelingan. So why they do this, they call it the expression of hope. So it is a day of hope. Why I'm using this word expression, everything you do, you are expressing who you are in these frequencies that you are. So Okokoke will have that ngidi. So what again that is so important about the festival of Sokar, it's the time for introspection. It is the time for remembrance. This is now what I'm telling you about, is what you get on the sacred magic, which is the textbook Mkhulu always teaches us about. It truly, there's a beautiful paragraph that explains this. And again, Okoko, they truly understood that because you are energy, that's why it's the city, you don't die. So that is the time now they would visit the graves or the tombs of the loved ones. All they're doing when they go there is to remind them, to remind your family that even if your physicality, your body is not here, but we need you. Always remember something very important when we call ourselves and define ourselves as spiritual beings. What we're truly saying, we don't die. If I happen to die and my vibration and my frequency is very low, ithetha ukuthi leyo nto ngizoba sisihlwele or ithongo that is vibrating still on a low vibration. That is why sisenza imisebenzi sibakhuphula. So whatever you're going through, so okay, this is the time that you go. Mkhulu did a beautiful umsebenzi yesterday, truly teaching us how do we do the unveiling, as we all have been looking at and watching the unveiler. It was a beautiful ceremony. And for us, the young ones, remember Mkhulu is teaching of who we are. It was the time that the return of the light. That is why in the ceremony is to bring a lot of light, because the sun is in hibernating. So the sun is confined. That's what Sokar means. Christmas. I think Mkhulu, it's Christmas. That's again Mkhulu was teaching us, I think last week or the other week. These are just words that were stolen to this is our language, Medunacha. And all is that means the sun is hibernating. That is why our African Christmas is supposed to be happening on the 21st of June. Because that's what it is, that's the alignment. It's not a thumb suck, it is who we are. So we understand. Once we understand that everything, as Mkhulu does, one of the things that he teaches, even if you truly say it's an ancestral day, everything has to be aligned, Moya. What is Moya? The sun. We are using the what? The solar calendar. So when you align yourself, even in our private homes, always ask yourself the scientific words, because you are science. Science means you are a spirit. You are a spiritual being. So where is the sun? Because with that, you are assisting the family to vibrate on a higher frequencies. Our darkness, what was stolen, the legacy that was stolen from us, is what Mkhulu does every Sunday now to teach us. Because this was our legacy. This was our culture. We used to do all these things because we are the melanated people. All the beauty is within. So as we know, today the topic is Sekhmet and the Cymatics. Yes, so that's what it is here today. So Mkhulu, as I said, everything is vibration. You are also vibrating. So let's keep that higher vibration as we allow ourselves to unlearn and learn what is important about Sekhmet. And then what else did I say? On the 27th of June, we are dedicating the lecture to Mkhulu Nsingiza. Because Mkhulu teaches us, and Mkhulu is born on the 21st of June. But because we're going to be tired, and so this is a phoenix, so we decided, this is Godlo and other members that are throughout the diaspora, let's do something for him on the 27th. What that means, we're all going to speak. We're all going to glitter. We're all going to do poetry. We're all going to give Mkhulu whatever gift. It could be a word to Mkhulu Nsingiza. Because what we are doing here, we bring back the culture. You know, to tell people why we're still having eyeball to eyeball, but we love you. Mkhulu needs to hear that. We are moving into a culture that we need to embrace man. We need to tell them how much we love them. So during the meditation, no, we need to get back to that culture. Don't feel shy to tell people it is our job. So on the 27th, we want to be looking at Mkhulu, and even if you just want to say, Mkhulu, look at me, I love you. That's the awesome food. No, we have to go back to that. That is my biggest, if I could say, my journey. Love heals.
Yeah.
You start loving yourself, you'll be able to express the love to the ones that, but mostly love yourself.
Yeah.
Love the fact, the imperfect in you. Love the fact that your nose is bigger than your entire face. Love everything. You are melanated. What we see is the curves. The mountains are the curves, isn't it? Everything is round. That's why we've got these round figures. All right, but now let's get a little Mkhulu now. And Mkhulu, come in and say to us.
Hand of God. 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 Sekhmet. 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 Amla Pigas. Amla Pigas. Amla Pigas. Amla Pigas. Amufodisia. 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 Anum tutun. Anum tutun. Anum tutun. Anum tutun. Anum zam. Anum zam. Anum zam. Anum zam. Asinzis. 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 Aloli. 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 So that we are able to better communicate. When you vibrate at a higher frequency, the communication is instant. That's why we thrive to always be to facilitate the higher sibonge support eninikeze umama izolo ngoba ngokuthi izinto ngoba siyakhona siyakhona ukuyivulela amathuba kusho amazwi okhokho bethu ngaphandle nje ukuthi kube nomfundi manje uyabona abantu abaningi bayethuka mebesibona sime ngale ndlela esime ngayo and si-rooted in who we are as African people as well as parents of humanity to say this is the original way ukuthi umuntu phelezelwa kanjani ngoba umuntu umoya yilo moya through topic yanamhlanje Cymatics and Sekhmet yiwo lo expression yakho esizokhuluma ngayo ukuthi ilo moya that never dies energy you can't destroy it. Even if so batshela abantu uthi lo mlungu okulethele lencwadi uyavuma ukuthi the concept ubaba wakho usedimoni umama Mkhulu seyidimoni kanjani. What has corrupted that pure spirit? So ihaba impela. So okhokho bethu bebehamba ngescience. I-science that must be proven. Awumameli nje uzwe umuntu akutshela ukuthi lento iso. Okhokho bathi hamba uprove. Once you have proven, then confidence yakho rises in what you are saying because there's proof. Ake uzokutshela vele ukuthi njani. Uma sifunda umphahlo nehubo lika Sekhmet kuthiwa yindlu or igumbi ukuthi yi-season that purifies and getting ready for the energy that will be reborn on the 21st of June. Ukuthi when that energy is reborn, at least the place or the universe is purified. Kusho ibongo namahubo nemphahlo kaSekhmet. So amagama lawo that we need to be learning something. Ngoba uSekhmet uyena who generates lama vibrational frequencies. Remember, even the emergence of life, kuthiwa, there was a roaring waters of noon, meaning there were sound waves that were created by that primeval water, the carbon soup. There were sound waves that resulted in the birth of the sun. So this is how sound affects and shape matter. Bakhona bayiprovayo la ku internet. They put a plate of metal on top with some particles, either soil or whatever. Then babeke speaker la ngaphansi. You see geometrical shapes being formed. It means this is how even Okoko knew about the geometrical sacred geometry. Do you understand? Okoko understood the effect of sound. That is why they could heal you. That is why they could make a huge block of stone levitate by using sound, because they understood the frequencies which are generated by Sekhmet, which by now those frequencies are purified, so that they are getting ready for the new cycle for the southern hemisphere. In north say suti. Uvele ngani ukuthi hayi ngimfide enough. Awuthi ngiyeningizimu. Kuthiwa iningizimu because bokunamazimzimu. Bewephila even le ndawo yaseBlavu. Nabo Phoenix. Bokunamazimzimu la. If you check kahle history. But ama-cycles ke MP ukuthi kuba ne-dominance of a certain frequency, which then turns abantu into something else. Thina sibonge nje ukuthi sifika emhlabeni, we arrive when those frequencies are actually totally destroyed. Who destroys? Sekhmet. Because even the desert are created by Sekhmet. Kuthiwa ukuphefumula, the breath of Sekhmet, creates a desert. From a marshy, green areas. And those are cycles of nature. It desert, the Sahara, it was once green. So cycles of nature. You know, that is why cycles of nature, they affect everything. Usuka kule point, ubuye futhi back to that point. Okhokho ke were masters, you know, in calculating ukuthi Uranus, their planet. When it's closer to Earth, this is what happened 8,000 years ago. And they would then predict exactly the same thing could happen. That is why umhlaba wonke bowulambile, you know, kune yini El Nino. It's all over the world. The only place where people could get food was in Africa, because Africa was ruled by intelligent beings who understood and connected with nature. So in nature was them. You understand? Because there's evidence of that. Manje, you know, we get surprises all the time. Hey man, kune drought. Then sesidliswa komele yelo. You understand? Why? Because people were not intelligent enough to predict what will happen. Asisaphili based on the stars. Remember those stars above. They affect everything here on earth. Kokobati, there are these stars called the deacons. You know, yizo lezi that sit around the ecliptic. You know, Mkhulu, or create uma art. Ukuthi wena gap uzohamba kulo mukha. Angeke uzungene komunye umukha womuntu. You understand? Because then that is violation of the natural law. So ama-cycles ke makhehla. Ungathi mawuphansi ucabanga ukuthi vele that is your destination. You are in that cycle. You are to return like this mythological bird phoenix. Last year, it never existed. It was a mythological, bird, right? Geopolitical that doesn't fear the storm. It goes above the storm. It goes above the storm. You understand? So, Coco was very intelligent. So, this is Cymatics. Me now, I actually associate with creation itself. There are a lot of people who are still confused with how were we created. Remember, all of us have a unique vibrational frequency, right? Yes. There can never be ipindalako with the same fingerprints. Can never happen. It's your unique vibrational frequency. Meaning, that vibrational frequency, when it then meets or combined with matter in the universe, what happens? The study of Cymatics said sound affects and shapes matter. It does the same thing with water, with fire, with sand. So we're getting closer now because of his umbrella. As young as university. For us to be more confused. Here for 7 years, you're so originating. For you to understand. Hey, so it's umbrella, and then you are tapping into the source of knowledge and wisdom. In the beginning, this is what happened. There were these waves, sound waves, right? Abo ingamlake mase ikokotela zithi Big Bang. Moving away from the original story of the roaring waters of noon. Ukuzamazama lokhu of the carbon soup created sound waves. And those sound waves became creation. Starting with the sun. That is how the sun was created. Yafuchuka out of that boiling of that carbon soup. The sun was created. Therefore, a path for creation was then, set. Because from elangeni, remember, atom, the first atom, atom, divided by dividing or grew by division. So therefore there was shu and tefnut, air and moisture. A combination yalokhu then created your into a pillar. Manje izo izinto lezi okumele sizi understand and sizi interpret ngendlela yethu. Ngoba mengikhuluma legama uzwe wathi uzesilo, hey, this name. It's such a big name, Cymatics. You get confused. You get confused ngoba okhokho bathi izwi eladala konke. Understand ngalo ndlela ilapho vele. Manje mawuzokela amathema angaka nami ngiyasho ngithi Nkosi yami. Bazothi umkhulu manje ngenoyini ngamathema angaka. Isima ngizenzi because abantu vele. This is what they then understand which izinto are named in this way. Especially just to confuse the masses. So that knowledge should then be a domain of the elite. And the knowledge should be a domain of the populace, the masses. Hey, kuthiwa okhokho ey'godlweni zabo, the gatekeeper was as intelligent as the king. Do you understand? When you find such, societies, how many growth, lapho development, because wonke umuntu is stimulated. We are all thriving, relentlessly to raise and stay in that higher vibrational frequency. Therefore, invention becomes a norm. For you to gijime emoyeni, it becomes a norm. When you understand. Hey, I need to mind what brings mass. Lento that affects the gravitational force. It's your thought. If you think of yourself as something that is heavy, you will never fly. Yeah, because already automatically you are jamming your ability to do that. Hey, because you are lighter than Lentole. Hey, heavy. Ifananani, consciousness. Consciousness. Ilethwa yini amehlo. Khipha umuntu amehlo uzobona ukuthi ushafu kanjani. Ufuna izinto ngesono moya. This physical, because deception comes with this physical. You then think you are this physicality, and yet you are, we are massive. We are everywhere because you are connected in this internet of souls and spirits. There are no limitations. Hey, once you break down that wall, Thina singabantu besambulelo. Hey, singabantu besambulelo thina. We access the Akashic records very easily. Uthi uhlalele nje abantu bathi ubhorekile kanti ne. Download. You've got to be critical in terms of analyzing what you are downloading so that you are able to then explain it to the next person. If you can do that, then you've gotten a bigger understanding or a deeper understanding of what you were receiving. Once you open the channel, and it's all about vibrational frequencies. It's all about frequencies, Marcus. You need to understand your own frequency so that you are able, even if you are sebenza, just find an hour a day. When the lendo or talented kuyo. Because manje unikeza lo moya wako an expression. Ngoba manje me lawyer. And I'm not supposed to be a lawyer. I'm supposed to be a farmer. Ngizalwe ngesizini yama-farmer. But now I'm a practicing lawyer and I advocate food. I say I'm lawyer nje. Ngiyaphathala nje just call him. I'm good at that because I was able to deceive my mind and my soul to see it, to say, I cannot give you full expression because of the craft and nguyo. I understand what I get frustrated me myself, but job. I need to live. Utshela umoya wakho. Yingakho ngithola umuntu successful agcine ikhulu. How ndoda? Lo muntu uhenile lo. How? Izinto ezinjalo makhehla please. Because this is what it brings, is strife, internal strife within us. If we are not aligned with our own frequency and let it live, iphile. Uthola ukuthi manje inengi lengane lilapha ku yini bunga. Nama drugs. Do you understand? Abantwana are conflicted. Why? Because abazali bathunjiwe emqondeni. You understand? Manje to heal this thing, and then ngeke size bukani la makhela kunzima ukuthi ukhiphe umuntu entweni asejule kuyo. Do you understand? Kumele si accept at some point ukuthi we are not going to assist everybody. Do you understand? Tina, ifocus yethu must be e-youth. E-youth, abantu who are rebellious against the system. Inkinga yabo, they haven't seen a viable alternative. You understand? Then that brings confusion kubo. Ubaba muthe ngambe ngiyofunda. Na degree ngiphethe. Kepha the only job I have the option yayo ukuyothwala ama dustbin. Uyayithola leyo nto leyo. Just for me to put food on the table. The situation esikuyo singabantu abamnyama. Do you understand? And there is into lezo kumele siz accept vele lezo. So i-focus yethu market, i-youth. Iy'ngane lezi, they've got to take over and actually run with this thing. Njengabo theatre emashinini, theatre emashinini, theatre emashinini, theatre emashinini, khawela makhawa, khawela makhawa. Hey, inyanga yakhe ke le. And the Thursday, yobe gujwa ke umkhosi kaTiye. Kepha manje seyithiwa youth day. Angipasho njani? Abasabizi theatre emashinini. And ba promote uHector Peterson, who was a student ka theatre emashinini, because uHector Peterson was motivated by what theatre emashinini was doing. That is why wahlangabezana nalengozi ahlangabezana nayo. Do you understand? Because of the motivation he got from theatre. So why must we celebrate the student, not the teacher? That's fair. Even uLenduza, umbongeni ngene. Isarafina. It's a life story at June 16. But now, because the Westerners, Hollywood, wouldn't fund it if it was led by theatre machinists. Do you understand? So now they had to compromise. And in that compromise, you are killing history. You are destroying history. Because Umtwana would never even associate to theatre machinini with Isarafina. And yet that is the original story. Theatre machinini was turned into who's this Ndlovukazi? Leleti. That role was then expressed by Leleti. Do you understand? So uyabona ukuthi i-capture yethu is deep. It's deep. All angles. We are being attacked, mntomnyama. Yingako, you have your own, yourself. Who's supposed to salvage you? Hey. And ayikho any solution besides black unity. Forget. Ukuthi omunye uzoyimagine, I know I have a solution. Ayikho yonke leyo nto leyo. Whether political or religious, there's no solution there for umuntu omnyama. That is why kumele sibonde ibhodo elilodwa nje elinjenge GK. I-GK that says i-heritage yase Kemet belongs to all Africans. Whether we are in Jamaica, whether we are in Zimbabwe, whether we are in Malawi, GK is yours. Because all of us, we drink from that well created by our ancestors. Nobody has got the ownership of that knowledge. We have to spread the word. Sivusa abanye abodaki. Uzwa i-unity yethu. As an example, like Soweto, mesingabambana so 5 years is more than enough. Isoweto can surpass i-17. I-reality leyo. Imali esikhipha lasiyonikeza abelungu kangakanani? We should study Ufarakan. Ufarakan controls billions, which circulates amongst black people. So besingenzi into that hasn't been tested. It has been tested in the US. So why are we so giving? We are so giving. Huh? We are African. Ah, man. Ah, no. Ah no, hey, abatum level sometimes. Good ngake. Mele kube nebalance. Without the balance, hey, ayikho into ezolunga. So makehla ke mina njengoba ngisho ukuthi this Cymatics study it is creation. Manje bayayifihla so that inga understanding. Okhokho bethu knew were created by sound, and we are sound waves, and this is how we receive information. It comes in waves. Hey, from Umvelingan, Tina, we are a conglomerate of these waves. Grand. Niteguwe, what gives you a conception of isiphusako? Amen. If you never saw isiphusako, you would always know what to more. Do you understand? So it's sight, year, SDCV. It says deceiver na man. For you to actually think Gucci, you are just limited. Beyond this lenduza. Remember Gucci, Gutiwa, Umoy, the spirit created the physicality. Everything started Umoya, everything, the original state of things. Umoya. Umoya then, through our sound waves, they generate a certain frequency which creates a certain geometrical form. You have your own geometrical form. When are yourself? Eyenze ukuthi kube hey umlaba beso. Hey injalo. So that is the depth we need to reach at, so that stimulate the creativity like it. How can we reach that level so that we born when your geometrical shape injani, and that shape, what frequency creates that shape? Because it's possible. But I saw at some point bafita on this metal sheet certain frequencies, and every time a frequency is then pushed through, it creates exactly the same geometrical shape. So it means Uguti, you then need to find your own frequency. How do you do that? Understand the frequency of Sekhmet. Find and research about the frequency of Sekhmet. Ega anpu, ega note. Because it's all frequencies. A lendo that we say it gives you character. That is the frequency. Yingako abantu who are born during this season, they share that frequency. And in terms of character, there are some similarities. Because there are things, ozitola due to its social, what? Conditioning. Yeah. Hey, ngoba nati, sometimes we get so messed up. Ukuthi umntwana udrille into wrong. As an example, ukuthi ushawa every Sunday. Mama esontweni. Sesitholi. Induku besitholi. Every Sunday. Kumele esontweni. Hey, ngifuna emhadeni la. Uyazi ukuthi ngeke uzilane. Uzobabukela babuye esontweni bese. Manje mongabuza ke manje umanga ekhona ngoba iqiniso ulitholile manje. Uthi manje ke uzothi hayi ngasemntanami ngangithunjiwe. So injalo ke the cymatics, you know, a simple thing nje izwi. Yonke into ecreate izwi. You know, thina umsebenzi wethu. And kudedela isambulelo. Yes, when you think on the thought, meaning ukuthi uhlaziye lento oyicabangayo. Uloku question and ask yourself, you get answers. You always get answers. Hey, ingakho kuthiwa umoya is independent of this body. Example, mawukhuluma ngaphandle kokuphimisela, uyazizwa ngithi yini lekhulumayo. Hey, it means ukuthi lo moya doesn't need physicality to express. Physicality is just a projection based on your vibrational frequency. Hey. Once konke lokho kuwa, that is why uset Makesh. Uset yi principle ongamelanga si blame. Right? Because we need to understand the character ka set. Uset umbhidlizi. By nature. Hey. Ingane zethu zithi it's a process they call entropy. Meaning ukuthi everything that is created, it has to resolve back to its natural state. Ayifi into. Hey, ungibilika the physicality, then it returns to your original state, then beseke projector again. Through the sound frequency. That is how the creation yenzakala ngikhona. So it sound. Utiwa, there are other people who once experimented. I think I saw that, you know, a couple of years ago. Uti, these people were able to deal and bacime umlilo in forest. The sound. The power of sound. Shala. Then they created, you know, something about Mount Alago, helicopter. And a speakers, a producer, a certain sound. They would play that sound. So if that thing was properly, you know, researched, then they would slow see olwandle olokuthi it wastes time. In the process abantu bashelwa izini. Kanti if you understood, hey, the power of sound and you know, sound science, you would then deploy the technology njengaleyo, because it's only once it just beams there and produces that sound. Umlilo uyafa. Manje we are set. Uthi mele sithola bo we about fire brigade. Ukhula njalo, so conditioned to think that way. We are not open. We are not allowing Sambulelo divine inspiration, because we are conditioned when I go to Mlilo. You understand? Hey, because it sound through this cymatics. That sound projected through Umlilo. Yeah, affect Umlilo. You understand? That has been proven already. So izinto zethu man. Wobani who first lifted heavy stones. Baze bas two bathi we had slaves. who built our pyramids. But my aliens are but we collected slaves from all over the continent to come and lift those blocks. And one of them in the US, a white guy, actually proved Ethiorio Kokobit. He constructed something, Lapa US, lifting heavy stones because he was studying, that technology from Kemet. It's possible, Maketa. Hey man, lento ninga inkasheli mani heritage yenu. Just know yourself. Hey, ezinye izinto that are actually explained and hidden in the open. Kuma move ma Popeye. Please, check out our move. Ipeniso is hidden there. If you can then study, Lama move. Hey, I know penis about ourselves, but they cannot credit us. Hey, because we can't credit him for is just good to be a slave. All the time. That is why they were not able to teach us about Kemet. The first thing after a great empire fell, the America ran to establish a university there. Not for Uguti, they should enlighten Africans, but to control the flow of information about black people. From that university, you are then channeled. You know, let's say bazama painter, black, the Arabic. You understand? This is what they are doing in Egypt. Basusa the black thing. Bashulu ilega tut ankamun. More by state sake sipume sinyama. You can't go against that scientific facts. Umnyama couldn't have been any other thing. Because uzalwe carbon. Tina sizalwe carbon. We're given birth by carbon. Then tina ge sazala ge abantu. Yingakho kuthiwa siyinzala abantu. Because of that very same point. Tina were created by carbon. Umuntu nje omnyama was created by carbon. Uzalwe unomkhubulwane nomvelinqanzi. A combination of hydrogen and oxygen gave birth to us. Remember that combination in the science about these are the electromagnetic, field of Earth. Yiyoke ecreatile. Yadala tina qala. The cycle ye creation yaphela. Kwathiwa ke nina nenzeni plan. How do you multiply? Because we were given that ability, for us to multiply. That is why the success kipeza ke wonke umuntu ophilayo emhlabeni. One day labantu lami zomele babhadali intela ekhaya. Angithi any citizen of a country, if you are working outside, you have to pay tax ekhaya. Angithi the day bavuma ukuthi nabo bangama Africa kepha aluza imelanin, they will have to pay tax like us. Uthi kunini sebenza le ngaphandle. Akenibuyiseni ke le mali le. But those are things that will come natural. Remember ukuthi the magnetic field shifted. North is now south, south is now north. Not the physical markers. but lapha ku-electromagnetic field, those poles have shifted. That is why we are now talking about a different age. Lezinto ukuthi, remember ukuthi those who are in the spiritual, economy, they talk about the triple black. The return of the triple black. What is that? Carbon, 6 protons, 6 electrons, 6 neutrons. The return meaning ukuthi now i-carbon iba yinengi naturally cycle yayo izo-revive izinto, because i-carbon, that is the basis element for everything. I-hydrogen carbon, because it was produced by carbon. Thina si-hydrogen angithi. Very, very jolly. So now, loco automatically is taking us back to the golden age of the continent. Yingakho kuba na this spiritual consciousness evugayo. So that lento yehlele ebantwini abahluzekile la ekhanda. Not to a colonized mind. Umuntu ozothuka afe. Naturally nje sekuyibona nenye ability. What has happened to me? Why? Because you are not rich. Because we are so trained and intendazeni. Why saying was umbiza nje? Yazi ngiyakhona ukujumpa ngiyelapha nje naturally. Levitate. Instead ukuthi ajabule ukuthi hey, I'm able to do that. Uzoyibona as something negative. So makhetha asibuyeleni emfundisweni yokhokho bethu, which is imfundiso yo nature, so that we approach life very intelligently, like what our forefathers did. Tina besinga tamsaki okhokho bethu, they were not tamsaki. In life yabo was based on truth. Yingakho bekukhulunywa about Mkhulu. Mkhulu, true of voice. Lento tibamba la emakhosini kuthiwa umlomo ongaqambi imanga. Whatever you say, iphuma ekujuleni kweqiniso. Do you understand? Hey, okhokho were very strict about that. Manje ngeke sayekusho lokho ngamakhosi. Oh, Mkhulu kanjani? Angaseni kodwa bese. Yanhlonipha siyanthanda. Kepha niyasiphopha. Hayi. Ngoba uzwa isigodlo nesigodlo was the center for this knowledge. Meaning ukuthi inkosi must be the master of this knowledge. So that he's able to make a community yakhe drink from the same well he's drinking from. In that way, a legacy is easily left. Ukuthi into esiyenze as a collective has been proven and has given us this advantage and that advantage. Now, amakhosi ethu atrainwa eBritain. Ngamangala nequeen umjaji. Sebefuna ukumthumela le. Nisakhumbuli. It means ukuthi wonke umuntu that is supposed to rule us must then go and be colonized, so that I understand the structure and the system. Somlu. Why can't we open actually GK lab? Onda visitors sizobancedisa. Because the knowledge yabo le This is the knowledge they're supposed to use, you know, to keep us afloat and successful. Izinto lezi bezenza ukuthi thina sigcine sibakhela ama-mansion. Do you understand? Wonke umuntu abe appreciative of the value, you know, of the sitting king. Sikujabulele lokho ukuthi hey yahlala inkosi sanethezeka sonke sabamnandi. Because of understanding this knowledge, you need to understand and be able to explain to your people ukuthi kuconnectwa kanjani back again, because it's all about nature. How do we plug ourselves? Okwamanje we are unplugged. Esifana nomhlanga siyangapha nangapha. So we need to plug ourselves back to our power. The triple black is here, it's back. Hey, are we ready? Phela abelungu are going to mine i-hydrogen, le nto zikhabona. Phela sebayithengisa. Hey, uthola amapilisi man. Phela imelanini ikhabona. Hey, they are now selling it. Bayithola somewhere. Angazi bayithola vele. Bayithola vele. Imelanin le bayibiza melanton or something abayithengisayo lapha ekhemisi. No, mina sithole leyo nto leyo ukuthi kahle kahle bayimayina phi manje ngithi umuntu omnyama as long as asalele le cycle le of the triple black izokwenqa again. Yazi ukushaya wabili. Uyizwile induku ehlale ebhanjeni namhle. Wanzima nokuphefumula. Manje mele basiphinde futhi. Hayi khona. Endabelungu bafazi. Buka benzeni kuganje. Bayixeka for years. Who controls that industry now? Now the government bhethayo inika belungu ama-license. Uzwani ke nasi story mathela. Mina ngithi kahle abantu who deserves a free license yentsangu futhi angazi futhi wayisimele sile nto license yani mhlaba sekhaya lapha eMangwaneni. Amangwane ayifeli intsangu. Amangwane ayifeli intsangu. Wafa abantu lapha eBackville. Kufika amabhunu azolwisa abantu ukuthi bashisa amasimabo. Kwasuka impi embi kabi that resulted ukuthi kwahengwa more than 11 yamangwane la ePitori. Sibhekene nomsebenzi yokulanda lapha elentuza Mampuru. Khosi Mampuru. Kumele siyolanda imoya yabo. Now in the coming days, the people who are killed by white people defending isitshalo sabo. Umnotho wamangwane yingakho ibizwa ukuthi wamangwane vele. Hey, manje how then ukuthi manje utshele abantu abasemakhaya ukuthi kumele bathole lama 500,000 nama million to get a license. Into abayifela. But abelungu are then giving just for free. They are giving for free because banikezwa i-exclusivity because bayazi umuntu omnyama Mobega e-license at 500,000. It's only white people that can afford that, man. Shokuti we are sivala without being forthright with us. Ubega nje ipere. Fana belungu bebefuna ukuqosha restaurant. Abaqoshi ngokumlomo bathi sifunda. Banyusa ama price up. They know you won't go there. You can't afford. So the government yethu senza kanjani. Beyiboshela intsango. Namhlanje labantu laba ababoshwa bagwetshwa because of intsango. And then nakhona ithukwa belungu. Lento bokugwayo amakhosi. Bengadliwa noma ubani. Ngoba sometimes iyakuhlanyisa. Into yamakhosi. Yasemkhosini. Mongana right ukuthi uyenze. Hayi yekele. Sodoba mafele. Kunabantu abavunyelwe ukuthi bayenze lento. Kwafika manje remember ukuthi i-reason eyenze ukuthi vele baze bayivale intaba. It's because beyeka abantu, from being sheepish. They are now starting to question abantu. Remember ukuthi amandiya zenjani. Amandiya came to Natal because abantu bakwaZulu refused to work in those, sugar, farms. Manje abelungu mebebuka ukuthi labantu mebe relaxa vele during the day, ba relaxa kanjani. Akuna beer, akuna whiskey. Bayibhemela amangwane laba. Babona ukuthi kanjani. It's just making people rebel. Ngoba okhokho remember bathi akuyona intsango isango. It's a doorway, it opens the door to the subconscious. Ikwenza ukuthi uhlazi izinto. Ungathathi izinto face value because uPete uthekile. Yini into engitshela uPete. Sengitshela one la. Then I go back to Pete in the tender. Aye. Ukul me have and here's the random shot. I'm up for that. I 90. Bye, Fala. The black government, when it comes in, you understand? Which is why there's a need for us to destroy the structure Sabelu. Because the structure Sabelu, yiso esikubekisayo. There is this mess because of the structure. I say too. And abantu abasayinela akulandwe bona singenti. Abantu abathi bayavuma ukushera umhlaba negebengu. Hayi bese ngakho. It's another generation there. We are dealing with the other people who are saying we are not negotiating for the return of our land and our economy. Finish. Hey, ukuthi kusayinwe ama-bilateral agreement all over the world. Asingeni leyo. Siyogcina sifana noPutin vele. Kukhona okumele sibangene sobangena vele. You set a good tone when you introduce the subject. Siyabonga kakhulu. Kuthiwa there's got to be a balance everywhere. Ikwazi inkosi ihlale yodwa. Uyimpohlo ndoda. Let's figure God team. We are not there for just the main energy. There's got to be a balance. Remember, Tina, Sibuswa by the dictates of my art. My art says always find balance. Hey, nasendlini yobukhosi bethu. Akumelanga kube nenkosi ibe yodwa. Uzobusa thina wena. Uyibalance yakiphi? Hey. So siyabonga i-contribution yendovukazi, you know, ngoba vele basizana. Mele si-admit siyinga. So mele sivume, you know, ukuthi basihole. We should not have a problem. Actually, that would be very intelligent for us to accept ukuthi we are in this mess because abelungu basifundisa ukuthi we are the Alpha and Omega. Mkhulumile ubaba ngabeka unyawo, umama must follow. Do you understand? We no longer consulted. Ngisho amakhosi akudala oShaka oMatiwane ubengeka iphaka impi angaconsultanga indlovukazi. Indlovukazi iyokhuluma nezinye indlovukazi ngoba the decision yenkosi iaffect isizwe. So mama are very crucial. Mama mebethi ingane zethu azilapho. Yenzekile. Do you understand? Manje sesine, we have an impression ukuthi thina obomama nje must rubber stamp izinto zamadoda. I-consultation iyafuneka makhetha. I-consultation and ne-balance ekhaya. Kunzima ukuthi ikhaya uqhube uwedwa. Uyayibona ingane evela ekhaya, you know, of a single parent. You know, and that was done deliberately. It was a deliberate strategy to destroy the black family. Because once you destroy the black family, it's easy for you to deal with the people you are targeting to keep as perpetual slaves. Ngoba akusena harmony, you know, right from emakhaya. So if we cannot find that balance emakhaya, uzothola ukuthi ingane ikhuliswa ubaba kuphela. Iba nale coldness kababa. You know, ukuthi fuck. So leside lika mama liyafuneka makhetha, please. Asizameni ngiyazi kunzima. Lezi ndlovukazi beyikhuluma ngokuthi baba, you know, are under tremendous, you know, pressure. When you are not able to feed your family, uyindoda, isidima sakho, isithunzi sakho siyafa. Ugcina sowudelelwa na ingane yakho. Ngoba indelela iqala kuphi? La ekhaya, ebantwini abadala. Umama seke kubiza ngamagama phambi kwengane. So please makhetha, asilweleni nje ukuthi kube ne balance. And in future I think kuzoba ngcono makhetha ngoba once we control the economy in our communities, it will be much better. Ngoba thina it's an obligation yobaba ukuthi sisebenze lo mama. Mama bakhulise ingane. Mama must go to work because it's an option. Ngiyathanda hayi ukuthi umama uyosebenza because uphoqwe isimo. Umama wasekhaya kumele umenzele konke akudingayo ngoba usebenzela yena ngithi. Manje you know if singayikhoni leyo asikhoni because thina siqashwe amanye amadoda. Elinye ihlazo lelo. Ihlazo lomuntu omnyama ke lelo. Amadoda abantu abamnyama aqashwe amanye amadoda akwenye izizwe. Manje uyabona isituation yethu vele inzima. But inzima nje ine solution. Like case in a solution. Ukuthi siya kanjani phambili. Once we control now the economy in our communities, izophela yonke lento. Ukuthi ubaba afike nje la endlini eyibhubesi ngokudelelwe ingane lapha eofisini. Umntwana ona 18 years amehle amenyuka ubuya la endlini shame inhliziyo akakhoni nokuyichazela inkosikazi ukuthi naku sengikhafulelwa ingane inkosi uyayithola leyo nto ngoba umama uzobuza ukuthi hey wejobe umenzeni lo muntu okwenzeka lento naso namahloni nekusho futhi ukuthi akwenzanga lutho uzopretenda ngathi umenze something like you can't because iboss yakho leyo. The minute you attempt to do something you lose umsebenzi. So baba baza with that pain of being emotionally abused. That is why kuthiwa black men abanathando. Black men banothando. Kepha bahlukumezekile emoyeni. Once saba sorted, and sizoba sorted ngokuthi sikhona ukuyifita. Sikhona ukuyigqokisa. That's the only solution yethu. Siyeke kulokho sithengana namafoni khonga abuya ngaphandle. Kube nomthetho vele ukuthi into ebuya ngaphandle ayingeni in our community. Si create ama barrier. Akukho product evela ngaphandle. Then we are going to force people. Angithi into yenza uSankara. uSankara lo simhloniphayo simthembayo. uSankara did that. That is why he was killed for the very same thing. uSankara wavala amabhoda. Wathi mina ngafuna uproducer nizolamba shema. Wakhipha nje lo mthetho. Ayikho product yangaphandle ezozala. Abantu were then forced to start thinking creatively ukuthi how do we replace these products that are taking our money and doing nothing for us. And they abamba leyo program. Abelungu babona ukuthi hey umuntu omnyama uyavuka ile bambulala. Bambulalela lokho nje to make black people self-sufficient. Sankara. That's what he died for. Yinto kumele siyenze thina. Tena sizoyenza vele in memory of uSankara ukuthi khehla lento wayizama waze wayifela naku siyaqhubeka ngayo. Ubumqoka the importance of us doing that here in the southern part of Kemet is because impengo yomuntu omnyama ila. We need to liberate ourselves first, black people, from here in the south. It's easy. Stop being a community of consumers. Work towards establishing factories and farms in your own communities. Create a bridge between rural and township. If you were to aggregate all townships and rural areas, that's a critical buying power. But leyo mali siyenzani? Yeah? None of that money circulates amongst us. And we are not going to grow. We are not going to stop the humiliation by our employers. Futhi mama futhi inhliziyo yami babuhlungu because hey, they are forced into situation la edrobheni that are unbearable. Mawuyizwa nje ngathi ungathatha i-AK uyodubula yonke into lapha. The way mama bethu are being abused for my position. If you don't do this, I won't give you. Leyo nto mele istop because yithi thina madoda who are abusing our women. We normalize into ukuthi umuntu hey kukhulunywa igama ukuthi hayi no siyamazi lo uthole le position because he had ukuthi ayenzela. Why are we putting our women in that condition, man? Umkhopolo wani lokhu ufuna wena ungena kuzo zonke lezi ama-stats athi mama, they are more than baba. So the solution must come from mama, I think. Futhi Mkhulu leyo. The solution must come from mama. And the baba have nothing to do with that. Not even a contribution. Mele sizwe mama uthi hayi thina sihlelike thina mama umphumela ke we-meeting ilona ukuthi bona bazozisolva kanjani. How are we preventing the prevailing situation whereby sokunama street kids? Into asiyazi thina into yama-street kids. Sesiyayazi because naku baba wenze lento ayenzayo because manje senenza izinto ebumnyameni. You are no longer open, no mama. You must never have secrets with your wife. Umtshele yonke into futhi umncenge. Buka sengonile lapha kanje kanje. Manje inkinga sometimes umama usuke ahlukumezeke kakhulu. I-disappointment of feeling ukuthi indoda yami ihambe yayomithisa lapha ngaphandle. What happens to that child? When umama now refuses ukuthi le ngane ize la ekhaya, what happens to that child? Uphele lapha. Ubaba umfihlile because of i-pressure. Iphutha lenzakele. Ingane seyikhona. And le ngane ayinaqala. So asizicontroleni madoda. Yithi esibeka i-pressure omama. Please. Uyazi omama bathwele kanzima. Asibehliseleni. Uyazi ke makuthiwa asikhoni ukubafida at the moment because we are still preparing izinto. Asehliseni umthwalo ke ukuthi sibe loyal and very open, honest. Go mama baby. I think we will appreciate that. And sibathande unconditionally. In that way, i-pressure leyo bayifilayo. Because banale pressure ukuthi baba bakhona. Kepha baba basebenzi. Baba basebenzela amanye amadoda. You understand? I-pressure kumama leyo nto leyo. So ake senzeni into right nje yodwa. Sibahloniphe mama sibathande. That is why uthola ukuthi la ngaphakathi bamoshakele mama. Because of behavior yethu thina baba. It's reckless. You know. Yazi uphethe umunye umuntu nje awucabangi nje implication of the things that we do to our women. And once you activate that fire of love within a woman, umama just opens up her arms, akwamukele. umjikele swing njengotshwala lona. Bethola leyo nto leyo. So please asiqondeni makhehla. Ngoba sizama ukuvusa and balance again. We cannot move forward without a strong black family. There is no nation that is built on the basis of destroyed families. There can never be a strong family. So let us lessen ibheli niyo mama ngokuthi sibahlonipheni makhehla. Yazi umama ke noma ke mhlambe uphandlekile. Iba honest. Iphutha ulenzile. Akakushaya ngempama kwenzeni wamukele and umncenga ungamforce ukuthi futhi ahile ngesikhathi sakho. Wena qhubeka ulokhu ukhombisa uthando izoze yehle leyo nto kuthela. Hayi thokozani siyabonga. Ngiyayibonga indlovukazi mina yingakho ngithi makungalunga omama ichayile makhehla. I-distraction yethu iqale komama. Abelungu recruited omama qala. Makungalunga omama bethu. Oh no, South Africa iyalaphela. So asizameni ukuthi siba encourage in whatever work they do. And sibonisane indlela. Singaforce i-dictatorship ayifuneki. Negotiate nomuntu wakho. And enye into enginokuyibona ukuthi yenza i-situation bese ke iba into that is so trivial sometimes. Yilento le ukuthi wena you are always right. Hey, asicompromising. And uyabona ma arguisha nomuntu. Bring facts. Bring facts always. So that if we're wrong, ayibone iphutha lakhe. Mina I'm just promoting uthando between black people again. Hey siyazondana. Sibizana ngezinja. Sibizana all sorts of names. It's as if we are not married to each other. Izindlu lezi have becoming kantolo, izindlu lezi have becoming boxing rings hayi man. No ayehle lento ibhlungu inzima. Let us lessen the burden from bomama. Ngokuthi sibathande. Well nabo bazalwe the way bazalwe. Vele futhi siku-understand la into kwazi nokusho. Ithi singono mkhubulwane. Vele sinamamuthi sinayonke lento. Into kumele siyi-understand. Uphinda leyo nto all the time. Ukuthi amadoda understand omama. Remember ukuthi okhokho kungani bayeka ukuthi silandele kakhulu the moon calendar. Very erratic. Akake wazi ukuthi namhlanje kuphi sasizobelana. You understand? So nathi mele understand ukuthi omama by nature abekho erratic. Ubabukredo what? Omama mele siba understand ukuthi bona they are emotional beings. Once they get involved emotionally, that's it. Yeah. For bona, that's it. So mele si understand ukuthi sidila nama emotions. Thina siza ngalo munye umqondo ke. Welogic. Utshela nje mama. Wena ufuna ukuphilisa manje ngendlela yakho. Engeke uyibone the way umama ibona ngakhona. You understand? That's why compromise must be. Met. Babkrelo uti tinasi. Oh mama white. Perfect cross. And this is what makes life happen. Is that perfect cross? So using the Ogmelesis understanding, as we do this and delve into this knowledge, in our unity is to unite the black family. Most of the parents were outside in exile. Most of the parents were taken from rural areas. But mama, isimo then, forced growth yethu ukuthi ibe ngalendlela. But manje izinto sezistable. Asithandaneni. Please. Thokoza ntombi siyabonga.
All right, let me just wrap up for Mkhulu and then get to us and I'll hand over to you. Ne? All right, yeah. So, on that note, let's give Mkhulu a round of applause. All right, the next one is the love of applause. Not just a round. Let's give it. All right. Mkhulu has a unique way of teaching us who we are. Now the question becomes, are we ready to do something about the passion that every Sunday he stands here and truly liberate our thinking abilities? We're building a future that is needed and that is necessary. We are in pain. As Mkhulu is saying, and some of them will glamorize it. Cities is Lay Queens and Santin and all of that. Now Mkhulu, Koko, we're very intelligent. Now the question becomes, where is that intelligence right now? Where are the genes of the people that we came from, that gave birth to us? Intelligence, Mkhulu is teaching us, it's the principles that govern the universe, the multiverse rather. If we are those principles, if we are that intelligent, then it's the question that you do on your own and truly do the introspection. Why are we seeking so much outward, whereas we are complete? Sure. Why are we still searching for something that is naturally vibrating in our frequencies?
Hey.
There's no beauty we're going to find in the clothes we wear. That is the truth. There is no beauty we're going to find from the makeup we wear.
Yes.
There is no beauty we're going to find if we don't tell the truth. Now we have reached a stage, but it is the age of Aquarius, not of the Pisces. The Pisces, remember the age of Pisces? It was the one of the physicality. That's why we're so messed up. It was the age, the Pisces, the age of the ego. We thought this education would make us better, and it destroyed us. We thought the cars that we drive, they will make us look intelligent, and we are not. What this means that every stage, every step we take, the answer is sitting right on our bellies. Let's ignite on the Sekhmet and truly become who we're meant to be. I love it when it says singabantu besambulele. Ntoni sambulele? That divine inspiration, you are forever inspired to be greater than what you've ever even think. Remember, thought process is in the physicality. Every time you define who you are, go beyond the thought. Go beyond what you think. I know we're messed up. I think it's when one of these white people said, think, therefore. I think, therefore I am. No, you don't think. You are the I am. You are the intelligence. Don't think nothing. You can ignite the fire within you. We create balance between them. That's why there is male or masculine energy and the feminine energy. Is to create the balance. Without men, we would feel so lonely, I guess. That is the reality. Without the feminine energy, there wouldn't be any beauty. You know, Mkhulu, guys, when you open, you bring the balance, blah, blah, blah. The truth of the matter, the beauty comes. And that is not the ego. It is the reality. Naga always talk about something that I know is within me. Mkhulu spoke na yetu or asa ombelinai namo nomkhubulwan. You know, there's nothing so beautiful than being a loving woman. Because that's where our beauty is. That's where I was getting it. Our beauty is in the love. It needs nothing else but just to vibrate in that. Even Masbangolisa Spatetisa, don't destroy. Educate. Because love without emotions, as people say, Bona, they are logic. Sitini, the cross. So that is what emotions. Everything needs an emotion. So we need to be emotionally educating them. That is not just logic that is needed or necessary. Yes. Emotions. Truly. Our kids, our boy child, children, or whatever we call them, tell the child that it's allowed for you it's to cry. Because they feel how can they not cry? Because that's how they body everything inside. And now it becomes the mess. It's not a sign of weakness when you don't cry in lava. You are expressing the emotions, the imbalance of the emotions. Alright, saying you're going to kitchen by a pagi leg. So what we're going to do, we're going to eat. I think let's take questions in pool. Let's take questions. Yeah. And then what we're going to do, we're going to do what we love. Mkhulu is teaching us one thing. I love it today how much he expressed that. To love ourselves. Who's tired. And sometimes I know it should where it doesn't, you don't want it to yay, Mkhulu. Because now our identity is becoming the truth that we are. It's no longer the fake identity. So while we're eating here, let's ask Mkhulu the questions, and then after that we'll go to the meditation.
Yes.
If you are new today, welcome. We truly love you. This is a home. This is a home that we are building every day. Yes. We come here not because we are perfect. We come here because we have accepted and realized that we are vulnerable. This is a home where we come very weak and truly not hide that. And all we do, we look at each other's eyes and say, please uplift me. We don't do no fakeness here. All we do is gita and cry on each other's arms. And that's all we do. And what we are open between for any, we need programs here. Because remember, to unlearn, you were taught to behave not just by words but by actions. We saw this anger. we saw this doubt, we saw this pain, we saw all this, and we were learning, though they were not intentionally teaching us abazali bethu. Now for us to unlearn, we need a program that is teaching us to unlearn all the negativity that has become our identity. We are lovers. We are lovers. That's why we were created, out of love. So, any questions with love? Questions from this frequency. What is the question to Mkhulu? Not now. All right. Do we have questions with none? We eat together. You go there on your own. We know we don't do a church service kind of thing. We are it's very simple. It's to make sure Mkhulu akapheli mandla bethunana. Mkhulu cannot ask us ukuthi hey ngidinga lokhu nalokhu. But mawuziphi izihlwele zakini zithi niyazi ngifuna ubonga, even on our socials our banking details are there. Just to keep the lights burning. There's nothing more. Mkhulu does not charge for these lectures. It is out of the goodness of his heart. So nathi yafuneka simcabangele. Because kaloku isambulelo siyehla, and for him to receive isambulelo, which is the next lecture, he has to be in the present moment. Not in the hustling moment. He can't be on the hustling moment. He has to be in the present. And then isambulelo siyehla. So let's do that with Tunana. If there are no questions, no questions.
That's right.
You good? You good? All right. While we're eating, let's get to there.
Yes.
I'm just wanna touch base for those that are new. Let's refresh this. This is the African. Let me become a lecturer today. This is the African calendar that we're talking about. You can come closer if you wanna come closer. Let's give a break. Those who want to have water, we're eating. Yeah. So this is basically the African calendar that we teach here every Sunday. So topics. This is now we are on the frequency of Sekhmet, the season of Sekhmet. So Mkhulu will bring topics that makes us understand better that season. As we introduce every season, which happens on the 23rd of each month. So we will do an introduction where Mkhulu goes in depth with what is that season. Our African calendar, it starts in September, the 23rd of September. Everything is greening. Now, Masisiti, this is the color of the season. It means that Umoya confirms that. In September 23rd, those were, if you really observe this year, in September, those are the first rains. Things are starting to green. That is what everything in spirituality, it is going anti-clockwise. Yeah? Anti-clockwise. So as you can see here on the African, that's the green god. So that is what? Asa. Asa is the first. It goes to the 23rd of September to the 23rd of October. So that is why our New Year. Meaning we are welcoming officially the sun back to the southern hemisphere. So what that means, I love to get into personal, understand Guti Wena, you are greening. Align yourself with the season. So we are greening and then we move from that. Now let's go to, I love to use the example of in agriculture. You plant a seed there. You don't plant a seed, it goes through the process. So you plant there, Asa, then the next one is Het Heru. Het Heru, so Asa is the god of renewal. Everything is being renewed. And then it goes to Het Heru. Het Heru ke umvundisikazi. Uvundisa ntoni? The seed that you've planted, Asa, which is the first season. Umvundisikazi ke is the fertilization. If you are, and conceptualization. If you are born on the season of Asa, your inner purpose is to renew as a physicality. When you get to Het Heru, your inner purpose as the human being is to fertilize and conceptualize. Next, so that is the second one, mfundisikazi, siyayifundisa yonke le nto. And then everything, as you can see, you plant the nutrients that are on the soil right now is the same nutrients that we have in our physical bodies. There's no change. So it means the same frequencies. So now I start with you plant a seed. What is it that I want to achieve? And then you plant that seed with vundisa. Don't rush. It's a journey. And then you go to Jehuti. Jehuti is resonance. The etheric body of Koko is Twele, Amatongo. They cannot hear what I'm saying in terms of the amagama, but they feel what? The resonance. So we communicate with them through resonance. So Ujehuti, so which means your business concept, that's when you give it a name. So on the third month, that's when you're like, oh, I want to be a fashion designer. I want to be, but to I want to plant a seed to flourish my family, to expand that. Then you go through those emotions, because emotions, they create. And we can't run away from that. So Jehuti is that one. Actually here, on your throat chakra. We'll get into that. So Jehuti, and then the fourth one is Neptet, whatever the voice is, the frequencies they begin. Oh, those are it's now we call it the substance and secretion. So whatever the plant, that's when it gets the substance, you can see it. That's happened even to your thoughts when you're planting a seed in your business. African calendar. So when you enter each season, just align your thoughts to what the frequencies are. We are not walking on the ground. We are floating in frequencies. And our job is to, as above, so below. We are that connector. That's how important our lives are. So when we fourth, so that's where you do substance here. Into substance and secretion. And then you come to Heru. Well, Heru is mastery. Whatever you've planted, it starts now to be mastered, and you are ascending. Ascension. That's why Mkhulu Tanda. Well, that's the logo, which is Ukozi. Okoko was symbolic. Another thing for people that are new. These are not physical human beings. Amadozi. You know? Why Okoko used to use a symbol for them to remember. That's what it is. They never work. These are frequencies. So even Heru, they would use a symbol, Yokozi, to define it. We are talking about a frequency that makes you ascend. A frequency of mastery. That's just what it is. So now we're on the 5th month on the African calendar. The 6th month, as you can see, and then if you can see just above, you see I think the 6th month, which is Ugeb, Umhlaba. Ugeb is vegetation. If we don't have anything greening, and I mean, if our ukvuna, you know, this is when now you planted the seed and then it has grown. If you can really see around Ugeb, on the 6th month. So masingavuni, your responsibility over. All of this, did we plant? No. Why is this? Why is that happening? So that's how much we need each other. So Ugeb, it's the principle of creation. So abantu Geb, which are born on the 23rd of February to the 23rd of March. Those are the people of vegetation and creation. Your inner purpose. Meaning your outer purpose, let's make an example, you are a musician. It means that you have to align and understand whatever that we are singing, we've never seen. That's just what it is. We can't just sing and then asivuni. Then what are we doing? So that is the even in families. Why are we stagnant? Why this family not divune? That is the responsibility that we have in the family. Because Mauseleng 23rd, between 23rd of February, 23rd of March, that is your responsibility. We cannot be doing all this and then there are no fruits. You can't plant a seed in September, which is on the 6th month, as a family now. What happened? Who gave you analyze? Is it the fertilizer? Is it all of that journey? These are the first 6 months when the sun, it is still here on the southern hemisphere. So that's when they used to be physical, meaning be physical in whatever that you are doing. And then which is now offset, that's why we go to Emangwaneni, which is Backville, and then we go there with Sililo. Okoko again were storytellers, because they used to see this relationship between Mvelinqangi and Mkhulu. Now that Mvelinqangi is moving to the northern hemisphere, Okoko will express that ngesililo kaMkhulu. Can you see these ceremonies? Can you see these rituals? What they were doing was more than intelligent, in fact, because they're always grounding themselves to the reality. The reason, in fact, we were taught to look down on these rituals and these ceremonies. Because now look at us, that's how lost we became. Because these were reminders to them. What are you reminding? Your physicality, your day-to-day basis or strategy or whatever, that I'm going through this. So the first 6 months, the sun is here. They are hammer now to the northern hemisphere. There's nothing you can plant. There is no life. However, that is why it's good when we always do, even if in summer though, we do get meditations. Because your etheric body is tuned your aura, because the sun, same as the plants. The plants are when the sun is fast, even your etheric body, it becomes, you feel, oh, I'm so touchy, I'm so this, I'm so that. It's because the power now, it is focusing on the northern hemisphere. We even want now hearty foods, we want soups, we want coffee, rich coffees, and all of that. What that means, as above, so below. Now, we langa, and your etheric body, you can even easily say ihamba nelanga. So week, ilesikhathi ke sokwenza imisebenzi yomoya. Wokukhuphulani abakhoyo nabangakhoyo. Siyabavusela. Now I'm on the 7th month on the African calendar. So that one comes on the 23rd of March, 23rd of April, more asa. Sorry, offset. Ne? So sila. About the intuition, read back and all of that. The intuition, very much into. So that is the 7th month. Ne? And then after that we get to Anpu. Ne? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Every time you see this symbol, that's Osset. Ulonama people. They use it a lot, the symbol Osset, which is Mkhulu. Yes. And then we get to Anpu. Anpu is the one that we celebrated last month. That's the last season. Anpu, it's transmutation and digestion. You are forever. We don't know. We just get food into the stomach. But there are principles and frequencies that make it digest. You don't do that consciously. It just happens on its own. And that is again the proof that we are spiritual beings. We've got no power in the physicality. So you transmutate. That's what we need now. We need to start transmutating into positivity. We've stayed in this negativity for so long. Yeah? So, and then that's the one. And then from that, that's the current season, which we're on the 9th month. Yes, set is the 10th one. So that's the one now we are celebrating. So for the newcomers, I hope that was clear. So Sekhmet purifies. Purification and cleanses. The frequencies. So another word that we use a lot is principles. Principles, we're referring to all this. Or the city Amadrosi. Amadrosi, Mkhulu explained it. Damnandi, what Amadrosi are not the phys, they had never walked planet Earth. Yes, Amatongo, which is in Kosakwa, Zizihlwele, Sizizihlwele. Singamatongo, Sisezobuyele Tongweni, abantu basikhuphule, meaning our families. Yeah, but what is important is you have a responsibility now as well, being on planet Earth. Ukuthi ukhuphule imimoya yezihlwele zakho or amathongo akho. Again, investigate in your language. People Swana, Sutu, what are these words? It's very sad, but we work together. There are certain words don't go. It is so different from concept. You know, so I always say, even in the Bayamatongo, Namadrozi, I couldn't get it until I asked Nam Abandabadala Vaseka with Yinile. Then but knows this square, Amanyange, people that lived. And then Baba Yoni, they moved Obasiti Moses Nyang. This is Nyang in this sense. You know? And then the Sigwindon Yoksiwi, 9th month. Yeah, then on the 23rd of June to 23rd of July, Spaku said one of the principles as the famous case of Godway is that one
The law of consciousness.
Yes. Mkhulu explained it today. I don't want to dilute that, but what Mkhulu was just trying to say about every frequency, they're not just created by mistake. For you to understand that there's bad, you have to go through a good thing. For you to understand that you are strong, something has to test you. Are you really strong? It's not about words, it's about the emotions that we go through. So that is said to business. And if you can really look at that month, which is the next month, let's be observant. Because certain things have changed because of the, what we call this, these seasons. What is this? There's this word, man, that they normally use for, let's skip it, easy. But we need to always observe what's happening in Nyanga, you know, so that we can add to this information. This was done more powerful. Are you telling me we haven't observed or learned anything until now? They lived, 3,000 whatever before the blue-eyed boy? So there has to be something that we add. Mkhulu teaches us the ancient history, mostly in Kolo, the lifestyle that happened before colonization. Because that's what we have forgotten, obviously. Centuries and centuries. So, and then we get to that, and then after that is Mbidlizi. After Mbidlizi, it's also science. When you have, you know that in your personal life, when you've gone through such pain and you're being tested, you need structure and order after that. And that is my art. I want to be order and structure. When your family has gone through a lot, you all need to sit down as family and say, let's restructure this. It didn't work. How can we rebuild now this family again? Because everything is in order. This is an order. I want you and Jay. Everything goes through the seasons. And families go through this. Your personal life goes through the seasons. So that's what Keuma aunt. If you feel in your family you need order, it's a vibration. By saying to me, if I say I'm an art, that vibration, it invokes that frequency within myself. All these words, it's medu nature. Yeah? So my art, Sekhmet, is a medu nature. It's our language. Civilization started here. That is why the other Sundays to create the caves right here of Phoenix that are written in Medu nature. So they moved. That's why we're going to Phoenix. Because Okoko, I want to show this. Phoenix, just take this as our continent, Africa. So they moved from which chakra? The Phoenix, all the way. So we call this the Golden Meridian, up into the pyramids of Giza. Now, if we ignore all these chakras, what happens to us? We are lost, not by choice. You know, let's forgive ourselves. We didn't know better, but now we know better. So with all these cardinal points that we go to, see, we are moving with the energy. So that's why now we're going to Phoenix. We are going to our root chakra as the continent of Africa. Makes sense. And then what else can I'm forgetting that it's always important. I think that's it, and then the last one is snoot again. About petty guys. It is that amplifier. Whatever you have picked, they amplify this so that it can be renewed on Asa, on the next one. So if you are working on a business project, amplifier and make it bigger. Whatever you're trying to develop. So on Nut, can you see how balanced we are? That's why we always say we don't need to compete for anything. By being a hero, heroes we're there to self-mastery and we're there Nsingiza. Hero is my principle. When in the business, everybody's feeling so weak and so demotivated. To say let's master this. Let's go above the fact that we are struggling cash flow, whatever that. The motivational speakers or inspirational speakers, and it's not the fact that we don't have money, so life goes on. And it's a matter of understanding who you are. Nothing else. How do you understand who you are? The principles that govern your season. That's just what it is. Because there's no way that it's not by coincidence. It's not by mistake that you were born that time. Alright guys, now meditate. So meditation, what is so important in meditation? When you meditate, you are listening to all these frequencies. Mawuphahla wenzani uyathetha uyacela wenza yonke lokho. Two different things, ne? I know the meditation that is online. Put to visualize yourself walking at the beach and la. All Koko is called Mau. Babu Credo, we are always grateful because Babu Credo was Nikigama lesintu. Because when I thought of meditation, I thought meditation was Asian, Hinduism, and all of that. Babu Credo ati kupula umbili. And when you read the book that Mkhulu uses, the textbook, the Sacred Magic, it is there in meditation. It's called Mau on the Sacred Magic. So again, this is the stolen legacy in meditation because we were ignoring it and it's ours. And yoga. If you really want to learn more, Mkhulu once gave us a lecture on the origins of yoga and meditation. It is there on YouTube. So, meditator, ukumamela umoya. Remember, umoya is in the etheric body and the causal plane. Oh, that's another thing that is important. We live in three planes. There's physicality, what we see. That's why we're in the lower frequency. And then there is an etheric side of things, which is umoya wako. For me to move the hand, yini umoya. The hand. Look at it. Not like it's a bed that is dead or a human being. I just invala. That shows that there is nothing in this body. It's just the body. What is you? It is the energy. So that is the etheric. So if mina, which means I've lived before. Then you move into the causal plane. The reason we are on planet Earth was to relearn all this language. That is why we always use this remember. Because it's in your Akashic records. It is there in your Akashic records. So Mkhulu tell you to remember. Now when aha moment. Because it is there. Safe like a test. You move it to the etheric body. So it's up to you to ask yourself, why am I here? What did I fail? Your emotions will always tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So once you get there again, Anpu, the one for you are transmutating, you are digesting, we are Fubuga. Emzimbeni, Anpu is the first frequency that is going to weigh your heart against the feather. Mau sit again, hey, whoever in umoya wako. Then you are failure. But anyway, don't quote me on that. I don't. But it just shows the cycle. But obviously, if your vibration is heavy, I think it's just common sense. Where else can you go? But you must remember, in the spiritual, I don't think it's easy as we think it is. Because remember now, you don't have the body. and you must hover around moya wako just to find a body. I don't know whether you find it just in the family or just throughout. But you just become, you know, when you meditate, when you just let go of your body, you truly experience umoya. You start to vibrate very, very, you know, there's certain things that I used to do, meditate. Because once you do that, and then you truly die. I remember this one particular time, it was the longest nightmare. I even gave up in my tongue when I am dead. Because now I was just there in that frequency without the physicality. And I remember very well how I was looking for my body. And then when I woke up, I said, is it that painful when you die that you're forever looking for your body? No. Like, when I woke up, I was like, wow, I'm still alive.
Like that. Remember when you are still aligned to it.
You are still aligned to
You are
it.
still aligned to your physical form. But when you die, you it's not a real death. It's a birth. Because you lose the physical one. Then you leave the spiritual one. And there's no body, there's no death. That's why because when they lose the physical form, they become more powerful because they are not influenced by the ego.
The ego, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. This was the intro for meditation. We all done eating, né? Alright. So the 7 chakras, né? All this communication here from the etheric body, it goes through your 7 chakras. Kemet is 42 chakras. 42 laws of Ma'at. Yeah, 42 laws of Ma'at.
My question is like the previous topic, our month, about month. You raised a topic like the fructification of Kupulama spirits, the month, like Kupulama spirits, the each month. Can you please just clarify? Like we were attached to Amazon, whereby minds will say.
Oh no, that's from when the sun from March, from Osset. Yes, Naman. That's why we still market until the sun returns. So the people who gonna pay 20. I don't want to get deep in that again. I'm still Naman. That means that twice I get up. But if you're gonna pay 20 and all of that, this is the 6th month now when the sun is focusing on the northern hemisphere. Yeah, but remember, masiphatla, we are still. Uphatla, meditate, yes. It's not just umsebenzi, but masiphatla 4 times a day. I need to yeah. So all those are plugged in your genes here. By benefit. Yes. Are we comfortable? Please, guys, let's come and meditate. I don't mind. So 7 chakras, again, that's what is happening. The first one is the root chakra. It's in between those 2 openings in your body. Right there on the roots. There is the first chakra. That one is, we said, you get creator. Vegetation, so that's why it is so important. If there's, as I said, in the family, there's lack of creation, call upon God. You know? So that's the first one. The second one, head heru. Whatever comes in, biology confirms. It goes in and then guess what? If wound is sweepy right on the womb. That is head heru, the second one. Your thought process is exactly, it moves like that. Oh, Gogo, Mkhulu, the yin and the yang. This is your female side. Balance then to the male. Masculine energy, feminine energy. Goes through, they meet where? In these chakras. How do they move? Okoko, as you can see, they always use the symbol of a snake. It moves, it's 2 energies from the yin and the yang, from the female to the male, they move like that. And where they meet, there's a chakra. Okay. And whenever you feel heavy, ask yourself, is it the left or the right? It's your body, it's your study, it's your textbook, it's your body. So they move that and then they meet here, it's head. That's the head hero when you're fertilizing. You're fertilizing a concept that you have. Go upon there and open that chakra. And then the third one is hair again, masculine. Our hair is the best. Then you move to hair again. Oh, hair again. Your emotions. I always call this one, this is your mastery. You are ascending now to the throne. Get in there whenever you feel nervous and all of that, and open that. And then you move to Ma'at, order and structure and love. Falls there. It's in the heart, isn't it? Why is it so difficult for us to love? That chakra is closed, meaning you're not allowing umoya in there through that. That is the one. Then Jehuti, that is the throat again. The throat, and then that one it is for resonance and communication. The truth must come out. Always say the right things to your etheric body or corporal body. Don't lie. If things are not working out, they're gonna bring the solution. So that's what resonance is all about. And then you move to offset in the breath. Right there. We're not supposed to be. Let me just finish explaining, Chef. Don't cut them off like that. I'll say bye to them. Let's just give it. Let's just. Come again, Bucket. Only interview. Oh, okay. No, that's fine. We'll keep it low. Oh, he wants the phone. Oh, okay. I get to our viewers, but when I put my phone, you can see it's not me. I always get those SMSs. You cut us when it comes to meditation. Mkhulu needs the phone. That's fine. Please set up for him. Yeah. Silo, you guys can hold on. So you move to this one, which is the intuition. That is us, instinct, man. We shouldn't be surprised when things happen. We're supposed to just know. The reason we are so surprised, whether it's something that affects the whole country, we're supposed to feel it. There is that story of the Haiti. There were no birds that were found dead or any animals. What happened to that? Because the birds, they're very much instinct. They move more when it's dangerous and they fly to higher places. As human beings, we've got that ability to feel what is the energy.